All right, what's going on, everyone? We are live. Happy Friday. Welcome back to the Unconventional Mindset. My name's Odum, and yeah, welcome. What are we doing here? Every Monday through Friday, we live stream about the work that we're doing, or we live stream our work, and just like working away, trying to build a company that's going to generate us $1 million in revenue every single year. That's what we're working towards. And last year, we did pretty good. We're 10% there, generated about 100,000 revenue. So this year, next year, we're going to try to see if we can even beat that. So what are we going to do today? Today's Friday, so happy Friday. Hope you're all set to have a great weekend. Hope you had a great week, productive week, got lots of work done, working on whatever it is that you're working on. And yeah, set to have a good weekend. But until then, we still have a full day, well, maybe half a day of Friday left to get some good work done. So let's take a look at where we are with our Piixel Pieces. So one thing that I did, let me zoom in here again, make it a little bit bigger. One thing about Webflow is it's pretty small, which I don't mind. I like how things are really small. It gives you more space for the actual designing, but anyways, it makes it a little bit hard to see. So we have, or I've organized all the components that I'm thinking of starting with. I might do some more over the weekend, but the ones that we were working on, they're all finished now for the most part. So we have 5 navigation components. We have 4 hero sections, 2 accordions, 3 footers, and the rest are just kind of one of each, kind of one and done. I don't know what to say, but here's our contact form. So they're pretty much, I mean, I need to really review, really make sure all the classing and everything just makes a whole lot of sense. And we're ready to kind of put these into Piixel Pieces. But before we do that, we need to take a look at, actually I don't need this today, I don't think. We need to take a look at our style guide here and make sure that it is 100% good to go. And the reason we need to do this is because we have Piixel Pieces here, we have the style guide here, which is using client first. And we have our component library here as well. And what I did for this one is I took the style guide page, which is just really this home page, and I cut and pasted it into here, which is this style guide page, which you can see they're pretty much the same. Actually, there's a little bit of difference here. I can even tell. Actually, I think it's just a difference in font. But anyways, the thing is, when we made some updates to this style guide, this one here on the component library hasn't updated because you can't update from like across projects, right? So that's one of the things that we're going to figure out how to do so that when the main style guide gets updated, that if you want, like if you have the style guide as well, you can hit a button that will update the class, like all the classes and everything for you. I don't know if there's going to be issues with conflicting classes and all that kind of stuff, but that's what we're going to do. We're going to figure that out and make that feature, available. But until then, we have to tread carefully by making sure that we don't make our style guides go out of sync with each other. So yeah, it'd be nice if we could just put it in like a Git repository, but you can't really do that with with Webflow. So let's have a look, I guess, where we are with the style guide and see what we need to do to update things. So I remember I don't like how the navigation is. And I'm thinking of doing something differently with the navigation. So maybe we'll work on that to just make it look a little bit better. So I don't have this published anywhere, but then what is this? All right, this is within Naked Flow. All right, 1 second here. Let's just reorient ourselves to a style guide here. Go to Piixel Pieces. So we have this here. So when was the last time this thing was published? A month ago. Okay, so this is pretty sure this is out of date. this style guide here. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, this is the one that has all of our paddings and everything that we just did. At least I hope it does. It doesn't. What the hell? Or am I in the wrong one? Oh, I'm the wrong one. Okay, there we go. This is the one that hasn't been published. And yes, this one has padding top and margin top. Okay, perfect. So this, yeah, this is the correct one. This is just an older one. Okay. And then once we do get that, we need to put this style guide into here, into Piixel Pieces, and we need to kind of update this to utilize the style guide, which is going to be another thing that we're going to need to figure out how to do. Okay, so let's just take a look at this. Right, so there's a couple things that I know that we need to think about. There's sizing for fonts, and then sizing for, well, the text, but then also sizing for the, like the margins and paddings. So we have two of them here. I don't like how that's kind of doubled and duplicated. So maybe there's something we can do with that. Then we have our line heights. So all paragraphs. Well, I think what we have is in the body. Look at the body. So they should have that. Okay. One of the things that I'm really finding that I don't like about this navigation is just how the... Oh, you know what we can do? Actually, how did I do this? I'd like to put these into drop downs. Yeah, let's see if we can clean this up a little bit to make it design a little bit better for our liking. Okay. So I think we have this whole layout here. How's this laid out? I think we have the main wrapper. Okay, this navigation, I think we have it. What do we have it fixed? Yeah, we have it fixed. Instead of fixed, maybe we can make it sticky instead. But then what can we do? Let's throw this in a grid. Oh, we already have 20. Looks like I've already tried this. Okay. So if we have this in a grid, okay. Let's get rid of that here. Okay, position sticky. We're gonna have to make it relative, I would imagine, to the main navigation or to the main layout. And how do we get it to stick? This is something that I'm not familiar with, so I generally don't use it. Oh, we need to tell it how far at the top to stick to, I guess. So I mean, we can give it 0. And then it sticks. Wait, what just happened? Oh man, I'm in the wrong spot. Okay, let me close this down. What changes did I make? Let's close this so we don't mess up. Okay, position sticky 0. It's relative to this, but still not sticking. So what do we need to do? Let's see.
Position sticky is one of those CSS things that doesn't seem to work at all until it works perfectly. Fortunately, once you have the basics down, it's pretty great. So let's cover this in context. We'll set the position to sticky, and then we'll set a defined distance. Position sticky works like a relatively positioned element. It sits within the normal document flow until you hit a defined distance, which is nonsense talk for a set value that represents the space between the thing you're making sticky and the viewport itself. When it hits that distance, it behaves more like something with a fixed position, positioned around the viewport itself. On our sidebar here, if we scroll up and down, it's a normal sidebar. It's a div block with some stuff inside. Nothing fancy. But let's apply position sticky. Scroll up and down, same thing. Why? Because we never defined a distance. All we have to do, define a distance. 0 pixels. We're setting 0 pixels from the top. Scroll down, and when it hits 0 pixels from the top, it sticks. Now let's try something else. The space here in our current design is about 30 pixels. Actually, it's exactly 30 pixels. So what happens if we set position sticky to 30 pixels from the top? Well, we can find out exactly what it looks like. And when we scroll up and...
So then why isn't it sticking for us then when we're doing this? Oh, I know why. It's because it's the whole wrapper. Ah, stupid. Stupid me. Well. Hey, Andy. How you doing? Welcome to the stream. Good to have you here. Happy Friday and hope you're doing well. All right, so... I guess what we can do, let's go to the whole navigation right here. And this is the one that we're going to make it to be quote unquote sticky. We'll make it 3 relative units. And it's going to be relative to this navigation wrapper, which we don't want to be sticky, obviously. We want that to be relative. So that should work, and it's not working. Now what the hell's going on? Now this isn't making sense to me. Why isn't this working? So we have this navigation. We want this thing to not move, right? And it's relative to the wrapper, the navigation wrapper. And why is it not behaving as it should? Very strange. What is going on? What is going on? Have I ever used Figma? Yes, I have. I actually first started using it. I've used it like once or twice before I started the stream, but then there was a lot of you guys that were coming and asking me, do you use Figma? Do you use Figma? And it really, I hadn't. But then I started using it once I was designing some stuff on the stream here. So I'm not an expert by any means because I'm one of those old school designers that started doing things using Photoshop. And I was doing my layouts using Photoshop in my designs, but making the transition to Figma for sure. And as I'm going to be designing some new templates, I'll probably be using Figma as well to design them there and import them into Webflow. It's a great tool. It is a really good tool. It's so much better than Photoshop for laying out websites, obviously, and that the really good integrations they have with other tools. And then the stuff with AI now too is just incredible. It's like crazy. Okay. So this thing is supposed to be sticky to the navigation wrapper, which is also, is it because it's in a grid? That doesn't make any sense that it wouldn't be. Yeah, you prefer Figma as well. Yep. I don't blame you at all. Smart choice. It's really good. Yeah, it's a fantastic tool. I was worried when I think they were bought out by Adobe, right? For like $11 billion or something crazy like that. So I'm a little bit worried with Adobe getting their paws on it, but so far so good in terms of them not, trying to bring it into the whole Adobe ecosystem, which is a good thing. Yeah. All right. What the hell is going on here with this sticky? Why isn't this working? Why aren't you working? I want the navigation to just stay pinned to the top as we're scrolling. Itself, it's displayed flex, but that's fine. That shouldn't, how it's displayed should have no bearing whatsoever. And then we just have padding stuff here. Well, that should be fine. That should be working. Okay, this should be working. Hang on. Well, what is...
Nothing fancy, but let's apply position sticky. Scroll up and down document flow until you hit a defined distance, which is nonsense talk. It's within the normal, works like a relatively positioned element.
I'd just like to see where this thing is actually being positioned to. It's relative to the document flow. With its direct parent. Okay, so it can't just be any element that is above it. It's got to be its direct, which would be this guy. Oh, well, that would be... Ugh, that doesn't make any sense to me. Maybe how things are structured. Yeah, what the hell? Don't know how to fix this. Let's just try, just for a second. Let's move this right up to this navigation wrapper here. Okay, now that works. Okay, so it has to do with all of these div tags that are just like these padding things that aren't actually, yeah, they're just kind of like these fluff padding divs. Okay, so we're just gonna have to get rid of them. So let's just delete all of that stuff. And so we have our navigation wrapper. We are going to, what should we do? What should get the padding? Should the navigation wrapper get padding? I think we should give this padding. 3 on each side. Oh, not switch viewport. Here we go. And 3. Do I do backend? Very poorly. Very poorly. I used to do a little bit more when I was like developing with Ruby on Rails and doing Rail apps. But now I pretty much stick to no code tools and just like design and user interface and like typography and stuff like that. Just the front end visual design. That's my forte. That's what I was being really good at, or what I've been good at. And HTML and CSS. I used to just hand code that by hand, and that's what my whole kind of career has been based off of. And so, and I've done stuff, you know, doing some back end stuff with WordPress and like I said, Rails, but mostly just front end stuff, design. It's really fun. I wish I was better at coding, but you know, you can only learn so much, I guess. Maybe one of these days I'll learn, but I have too many other things I'd rather do instead. But it's really, really cool though. But the no code tools nowadays are so good. Like this whole Piixel Pieces that I built with the whole membership area and the login system and the payment gateways and all that kind of stuff. It's all done with no code tools, which is like super, super incredible. It was like inconceivable 10 years ago. But now you can do it without, I mean, it helps to have development knowledge, but you can do it without development knowledge. So yeah. Let's make this 0. Oh, that's a little bit choppy. That's okay. And here's the navigation, and we're just going to put a heading on it. Not navigation, but it's not even search, but it's just maybe we'll call it the table of contents. And let's give it a class. Piixel Styleguide table of contents. Nope. We're going to call this our navigation title. Oh, that was spelt really poorly. Font weight. Let's go. Yeah, medium's good. And I think a little bit of a margin. Actually, maybe about half. All right, okay. So how much time do we want to spend actually designing this? Actually, I think we want to spend enough time to make it look good. You know what? I don't like that jitteriness. So we're going to change this. We're going to put this. Actually, no, we could just go here and we could put this at 3. So then it'll just stick there. Okay, perfect. So I think our margins are causing things to go out of scope here, out of the actual element, but we're gonna have to fix that. I think it's things here with the margins, like right here. These things are stretching too far. I think we'll just have to put it into a 2-column grid. I think will be much better. Okay. So table of contents, actually, we're going to take the color. We're going to do heading color. Piixel Styleguide navigation link. It's got regular font size. I wonder what we can do to make this just look a little bit better. Got have icons, but that won't really make much sense. It could be numbered, possibly. What is the biggest amount that you've charged for a project in your career? I would say, what is the biggest? I'm just trying to think now. I would say probably right now I have a client that I charge $30,000 a year for just maintaining and updating their website. So that's not even like designing the website itself. So yeah, that's probably been the single most largest contract, and then we just go year to year. So it's $30K a year. So, and if I go into my website, that's basically my enterprise package, where it's this much, $3,000 a month, or $30,000 if you pay annually. Yeah. So that's pretty much, yeah, but I've also done things where I've just built a website basically for free as well too. So, yeah, yeah, I don't know. I think after you've been doing it for a long time and you develop your skills and people get to know you and know the work that you do and how good of work that you do, I think you can start commanding higher amounts of money. But yeah, like for right now, basically, if there's a website that I have that somebody just wants us flat out, just build me a website. If it's a very, very simple website, the least I'll do it for is most likely $5,000 would be the most, or the least that I would do. That's simply because I just have so many other things going on that anything less than that would just take me away from like building this platform that I want to build. So like maybe that gives you a little bit of an idea of the price range. Right. What was I thinking about? Sorry, I'm going kind of blank here. All right. Thinking about Table of contents here. Dun, 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 dun. Pricing is a crazy thing in terms of trying to figure out, because I'm a very big proponent and believer of value-based pricing as opposed to like charging per hour. Like I never ever, I don't charge per hour anymore. And I have people ask me, "Oh, what's your hourly rate?" It's like I don't do an hourly rate, because if there's somebody that I know that I want to work with that has like no money and they're a startup or whatever, versus a company that has $10 million or making $10 million a year or whatever the case may be, the value that I can provide for that $10 million company, well, I'm still providing value for both of them, but in the relative scheme of what I could do for a company that is making $10 million, if I can increase their productivity by 10% by building a better website or whatever, that's an extra $1 million that I'm going to make them. So would it make sense for me to charge $5,000 for that work? Maybe we just more of a percentage base. So I get 20% of all the increase that you've made. So then that's a $200,000 project, right? So then again, I've never made a $200,000 project, but that's the idea behind value-based pricing. It's like, what kind of increase are you going to be able to provide for your client? And that's why when I talk to new clients, I ask them a ton of different questions in terms of getting to know what the problem is and what we can potentially have for a solution and what that solution would actually do for them, for their business. Like, what are they trying to achieve? And if they're trying to achieve excess revenue and of 50%, and that means an extra $10,000 a month, if I can achieve that, then we can structure out a deal where, I can get a certain percentage of that, or whatever I'm going to be charging is going to be, in line with how much more money they can expect to make. So yeah. Anyways, these are things you just learn throughout your career, and you learn as you go along. And the more you deal and interact with clients, and the better you get at what it is that you do, then the more you can start to understand what you can actually charge your clients and how to interact with them and all that fun stuff. It's all fun. It's all a game. It's all part of the learning process. I can't tell you how many times I took on a project where the whole time you're just feeling like completely taken advantage of because you charged like $500 or something stupid and you're working like 100 hours. But what are you going to do? Right. It's we've all been there. Having that really shitty client that pays you nothing, doesn't value your time, and yet you have to do so much for them. So yeah, I don't know. It's all fun. Anyways, and that's why I guess maybe for me, it gets to the point where I don't want to deal with clients so much as I want to build products now. And then I could deal with people that are creatives like me that want to create stuff, that build stuff, that work with clients or whatever the case may be, and kind of approach things at that angle. That's kind of where I'm at in my career. Okay, so you have one problem that you're dealing with. What's the problem that you're worst at? All right, let me know what that problem is. And I guess I would have to ask you, because your name is, like Andy, you've been here before. I'm pretty sure I've seen you here before. But if you said this before, I apologize because I can't remember. But what is it exactly that you do? What's your specialty? Like, are you freelancing? Are you more a designer, developer? I can't remember. So just let me know. Okay. How can we make this more visually appealing, but keeping a very good minimal style here? We can play around with the colors. We can make the sublinks smaller font size, but I'm not a big fan of that either. This is like design on the fly here. I mean, if we make these guys, we can bold them, maybe have them stick out a little bit more. Then these guys, I think I would want to maybe change the color a little bit. No. But maybe we can have them not be underlined. That makes the main heading stick out a little bit better. Yeah, it's not so bad. Yeah, that's not so bad. And what we actually do need to do is we need to make these into drop-down elements. That's definitely what we need to do. Thankfully, what do we have? We have... Should we go into our components? Should we use one of our components for this? We're going to get some cut-paste issues, I'm pretty sure, if we do this. But anyways, let's take a look. All right. Let's look at our nav bar here. So what do we have for our drop-down? It does have some animations or interactions associated with it. Okay, let's copy this and let's bring it into here and we'll see what we get. Okay, 4 classes renamed to avoid conflicts. Okay. 4 classes renamed. What, do we even have this here? This shouldn't even be here. Let's undo this for a second. Let's clean up all of our styles. Right. Let's remove these. Okay, let's try that again. This should be a lot less conflicts, if any. Okay, perfect. Okay. So we're going to call this, well, this is the HTML elements, right? And it's going to have all these links, which we want these sublinks. Let's bring these up here. Delete, 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 delete. And let's just see if this is, actually we don't need to do that. We can just go into settings here and we can just show. Oh my goodness, it's got a bunch of crazy styling going on. Oh, right, it has this because it's a nav bar. I almost need to just restart this whole drop down instead of trying to redo this because it's not the nav bar drop down. Okay, let's do that. This one's not going to work. Okay, is that going? Yeah, it's still going. Okay. Now my browser's not working. Let's refresh. Okay. Drop down. Oh, we got the toggle. We got the list. Let's just take these guys, throw them in here. Get rid of these. This does, oh, the animation's back now. Okay, interesting. Text here, HTML elements. Okay, so we're gonna do everything's Piixel Styleguide, underscore navigation drop down. Okay, we gotta reset all these margins. And no, we can't can't display that flex. So what has this? This has so much. I hate stripping these things down. Oh, these are hugely long class names. Ugh. Zero padding. In fact, you can display, should be displayed flex. And space between. There's still an issue here. There's an issue with this icon. Oh, there it is. Strip them down. I think you mean the styling here. Yeah, absolutely what we're doing. This is going to be part of one of the first theme. Well, one of the first themes that we're going to be launching. Actually, this is going to be the first one. It's going to be a naked Webflow theme. I'm calling it Naked Flow. For like a naked Webflow theme. And just inspiration from Naked Press when he used to make naked WordPress themes and start from scratch when you build a website with WordPress. Anyways, everything's going to be stripped down to like its bare naked core so that when someone is building a website, if they just want to have all the elements just stripped of everything, of all the weird, like this, all this crap here that Webflow throws in when you're using their native elements, or are they called elements? I think they're called elements. Yeah, with their elements, you don't have to worry with all this kind of just garbage that gets put in there, which just drives me insane. But they got some good core functionality that's built in. So, you know, what can you do? It's the trade-offs. Just like with any system that you use, there's always trade-offs. Just pick your poison, whatever works the best for whatever it is you're trying to accomplish. Okay, so can we show this? Settings, show. All right, so we're still going to have to Piixel Styleguide. Drop down list. I think I'll take a look at my classes again, because some of these are way too long. Color. You're going to be transparent. And within here, you are going to, your position is absolute. That's fine. Or is that fine? No, that's not fine. Hang on, let's have a look. Now I'm getting a little bit confused. What's going on? I got too many things going on here. You go away. It's there. Oh, of course. It's position absolute. We can't have that. We can't have that. Static. There we go. And a little bit of space there. And I think these guys have a margin already attached. And let's give this again a little bit of breathing room. Oh, up top. Okay, so can we just Just want to close this thing. Okay, this is weird. Something's going on. What the hell? Do I have these twice somewhere? Oh, what's going on? Something's weird. Did I mess this up somehow? That's the drop down. That contains the elements, right? This link and this link. But then why? Oh, when it's closed. Right. Overflow. Overflow needs to be hidden. Something like that. Let's see. Let's see. Oh my goodness. This is killing me. Hey, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. So, as per my experience, how do you think outbound marketing would be as a medium for finding potential clients compared to organically attracting them? I mean, they're both, it all depends on how much time you have. If you need to absolutely find clients right away because, you need to pay rent or whatever the case may be, then trying to find them organically is going to take a while depending on how it is that you're actually doing things. Like, for example, I'm using this YouTube channel to very slowly, organically grow what it is that I'm doing. And it's been, over 200 episodes, and I get between 1 and 2, 3 people kind of popping in during my stream. So it's a slow growth. But the people that know you, they get to really know you, and then you have almost like clients for life. But outbound marketing, if you have the money, then I don't think there's nothing wrong with it at all to do that kind of marketing. But you also don't have to do it where it's very expensive. Like if you go out and you reach out to potential clients that you think that you can provide value to them, if you reach out to them and give them a little bit of value, even for free, as you reach out to them, then that could be another potential way to get clients. It just takes a lot of time. It's like, how much time and dedication can you put to getting customers and making your business successful and or your freelance business, whatever it is that you're doing. It's the time and effort that you're going to be willing to put into it. So they both work. They're all great. And for me, I like to combine both of them, where you have the slow organic growth, whatever it is that you're doing to market yourself. But then if you're reaching out to potential clients as well, it approaches things from both sides. But if you're strapped for cash and you're like, I need to get money, I need to get clients right away, start a Google campaign or Facebook ads campaign or something like that to try to get clients quickly that way. That's also not a bad way to go. So yeah, I don't know. Hopefully that answers your question. But don't, yeah, I try to focus on one. Try to focus on one that you think is going to give you the best returns, and stick with it. And then if you feel you need to branch out to add more things, then by all means add more. Well, thank you for the comment. I appreciate that. Promote my channel because your production is insanely good. I appreciate that. Thank you. Tell in another life too, I love photography and videography, and it's actually one of the things that I do in my company. I don't promote it on my website, but people that know me, again, that's organic growth, that people know that I do live events and I do photography and I do videography for them. So yeah, but I appreciate that. I think in terms of promoting this channel, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I just haven't felt the need to right now. I almost want to see how I can grow organically, and just to see what the appetite is out there for people to I don't know, to kind of come in and watch this kind of content. Yeah, I don't know. You're probably right. I probably should do something. But I guess, I don't know, maybe this is just me, the way that I think about things. Like, you know what, how awesome would it be to grow just, on your own steam, make it on your own steam kind of thing. But it also costs money to promote this channel. I think, that being said, actually, I will say, once Piixel Pieces, once this actually goes live and I want to start actually getting customers to sign up and join, or whatever the case may be, then there's going to be some promotion that's going to be going on for there, for sure. Because the content that I'm going to be doing is, I'm still going to be doing this content, of course, live streaming every day about the whole process of building a business. But I'm actually going to be creating content specifically for Piixel Pieces, which is going to be high production, like educational style videos or tutorials, 5 minutes long, 10 minutes long, whatever, or even 2 minutes long, of how to do things like within Webflow. Almost just like, how to do things within Webflow, whether it's using Piixel Pieces or it's using just anything else, just more of that educational type content. So hopefully that'll be another way to drive people into the work that I do and to the stuff that I'm building. So yeah, and then maybe those videos, I'll see which ones do well, and then I could maybe pay to promote them or something like that. I've never actually paid a dime on YouTube to promote a YouTube video. I've used Google Ads before, but never YouTube. But the point is taken. It's probably something that I should do. Good. Anyways, thanks. I'm glad that helped. Kevin, how you doing? Nice to see you again. How am I looking to do it solo or have guests contribute content? I haven't thought that far ahead, to be 100% honest. In terms of video content and the videos and the tutorials that I want to do, I'd almost like to establish the brand and the look and feel and the tone and all that kind of stuff on my own. But I mean, that being said, there's only just 24 hours in a day, and there's so little that I can do. So if anyone else comes along and, has a great idea or has different things that they would want to do and that can help me and help, move Piixel Pieces forward, I'm all ears, listening. So if you have any ideas, by all means, get in touch with me. I'd love to hear them. Because I'm well aware that there's so many people out there that have way more talent and skills than I do. And to work with those people would be fantastic. So it's just figuring out how to do that. So you have a similar roadmap for 2024? We should get in touch. One of the things that I want to do, and I'm still trying to figure out the studio space behind me and if it's something that I want to do or not, if I have the capacity, is I want to have a podcast. Like, this whole thing here is all about kind of starting a business. And yeah, maybe now so far it's a lot of Webflow design stuff, which is fine. But I would love to start a podcast where I talk to other fellow entrepreneurs and business owners that are probably around the same level. I mean, it's really cool listening to the Gary Vee talking with all these millionaires and whatever and their advice. But I find that advice is not as practical as the guys on the ground just starting out. So to be able to get together, have conversations, whether in person or remote, whatever, it doesn't matter, with like-minded people where we can share ideas and learn from each other, I think that would be fantastic. I think that's something that a lot of people would probably find interesting. I could be wrong, but I'd love to do that and just meet, and then you just get together and meet people. I don't know, because when you get together with other people and you push each other and you motivate each other, great things happen. And yeah. So get in touch with me. Shoot me an email or whatever, and we'll connect. And then who knows? We'll go from there. Yeah. Do I have a Discord community? No, not yet. But I will be having one. It won't be Discord. I'm sure it's probably going to be Slack for Piixel Pieces. So that's coming soon. Question though for you would be, do you prefer Discord over Slack? I've used Slack quite a bit for work, so I prefer Slack. But yeah, let me know. So that's coming. That's coming. It's just another thing to do. I don't even have the bandwidth right now to start a community, but actually there's some exciting stuff that's going to be happening with that. So stay tuned for that. I can't say too much about it just quite yet. Halil, is that how you pronounce it? Sorry if I butchered it. Welcome to the stream. Do you have any suggestions for freelancers who want to start with Webflow from ground to the top? As in, well, the first question I would ask is, what's your level of skill in terms of HTML and CSS and web design in general? And like, what's your background? Does that mean that you can't learn it? No, absolutely. You absolutely can. But to answer generically, without knowing any of your background, is learn HTML, learn CSS, make sure you have good foundations for that. And absolutely, you can dive right into learning Webflow. And I would start by their Webflow University, actually. Until I get my course built, I'll recommend the stuff that they have, because they're really, really good at teaching the fundamentals of how to use Webflow. And so that's fantastic. But really, you got to have if you have a really good grasp of the underlying HTML and CSS, then picking that up and being able to run with Webflow, it'll be like, you'll be able to pick it up like right away. It's like riding a bike. You're just like, okay, that's how you do the grids and the flexes and all that kind of stuff. And then you just run with it. So that's what I would recommend. If I have more information about, your skill level and whatever, I could maybe comment a little bit more. But what I found, I moved from Webflow. I moved from WordPress to Webflow. Maybe I should go full screen here. I moved from WordPress to Webflow. Number one, because it made me build websites so much faster. Number two, I don't have the headaches of dealing with plugins and all these security issues and vulnerabilities and whatever that goes with maintaining and updating WordPress, which is always a nightmare. Webflow, they host it there. You don't have to worry about any of that stuff. They handle all security and all that kind of stuff. And because they're not as big as WordPress, I don't know what they do in terms of vulnerabilities, in terms of people like hacking and stuff. So I'm not quite sure about that, but I know how that's going to play out into the future. But then the third thing is dealing with clients and having clients be able to use the editor and the platform within Webflow to update their own content. It is, I'm not going to say way better than WordPress, but for the majority of people, especially that get bloated with Elementor or all these other different WordPress page design tools, Webflow is like hands down, it's just superior, and it's so much easier to train clients to be able to update their content themselves. So it's a fantastic tool for people wanting to start a freelance business to build websites for clients. So yeah. Anyways, that's my thoughts on that. But let me know if you want any more clarifications or have anything more specific you want to add to, to your case that I should know. Slack is good until it gets gigantic. It's unusable. But see, then how would it be different? I mean, Discord and Slack, they're basically the same thing in terms of being a communication tool. Obviously, they have completely different functionalities once you get into the bare bones. But at the end of it, it is a place where people can join and have discussions. So I'm not actually on FinSuite's Slack, which I should probably join actually. What makes you say it's unusable? Just the amount of people, or is there not enough like curating of the different channels? Or are there too many channels? Are people just creating a bunch of just shit channels that you just don't want to be a part of? Or maybe it's just so big that Slack's default, you only get 10,000 messages and then everything gets deleted. Maybe that's a problem. And then you can't actually search and find historic. That's actually a really big thing, to not be able to find historic chats and communications. Now that I think about that, that's actually could be a significant problem. Maybe there's a tool that someone can build to solve this problem. One tool at a time. All right. Where were we? Right. sidebar or style guide. Right here. Oh, right. I was having a stupid issue with the drop down. Let me just take a look. The overflow hidden is on this thing, of course. There we go. Not on here. Okay, so that should still not. Okay, I'll fix that later. That's a stupid problem that I don't want to deal with. But it's killing me. What the hell is going on? Why is this not? Position relative. Overflow should be hidden. What is happening? All right, let's figure this out. Let's just give this a background color just so we can see what the hell is going on. So it's closing, but it's not like actually closing. And because, why? Right. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, I mean, Slack is obviously it's perfect for that. It's perfect for a team getting together, working on a project. It's almost like that's what it's built for, to do work together. Yeah. Pronounce Kalel. Okay. Yeah. It's okay. I mean, my name gets mispronounced like pretty much 100% of the time. But yeah, so no stranger. It's no big deal. Also love to hear about my freelance journey. And you enjoy. Thank you for enjoying my streams. I appreciate that. I'm glad you enjoy them and get some value out of them. Freelance journey. What can I say about that? I think I actually explained this a few streams ago, but good luck finding it because it's just go through the 210 other episodes of an hour, 2 hours each, and just find it. Just very quick, short Coles notes. I started learning how to do web design on my own back in 2004, 2005, when I was getting some data coming in from like a remote weather station. And then I just started learning. And I just fell in love with it. I was like, I love doing this. This is like so cool. So I just started learning as much as I could during work time and even after work time, just putting in just all kinds of time, just learning everything about building websites. And I was just building websites basically by hand there, using just HTML, CSS, and using like word editors or whatever without knowing any WordPress or anything back then when I first started. Anyways, so I just plugged along and was doing stuff for work at the university. And then people started asking me to make websites. So I'm like, okay, I'll make this website, charging $500 here, maybe a couple thousand for a little bit of a bigger website. So just started learning more and more. And then it's like, oh, then I have to do like an e-commerce site. So I had to make an e-commerce site. And this was even way before Shopify was invented. And it was a nightmare using software to try to get all that stuff to work. But I actually finally got it to work. It's no longer up now, of course. Probably huge security issues. You guys are leaving? Do I have my phone? Yeah. What do you need my phone for? Why? Are you spending money again? Oh, a security code. Yeah. Well, I'll just check again. Oh, sorry. Why did you close the door? Sorry. Are you? You just. Oh my. Okay. Jeez. Someone doesn't want to show their face on the stream. She's been on videos all through for like the past 10 years. Verification code. Anyways, sorry. Where was I? yeah, so people were asking me for websites. Oh yeah, and I talked about building e-commerce. Yeah, and I just kept building websites. And when I graduated university with my master's degree, this is back in 2010. It was kind of like recession time. It was kind of hard times, and there were no jobs in my field, which was biology. So I kept getting jobs in design, in tech. So I got a job at Shopify, and I got jobs working at various startups kind of around the area, working as designer for pretty much all these things. And just throughout the whole time, I would always do kind of freelance stuff where I just use that to get extra money. But mostly having jobs with the companies doing design and development work. And yeah, I just kind of kept doing it and kept getting jobs, I guess, for it. And finally, after moving out east here in Nova Scotia, I was from Ontario in Canada. I finally in 2022 in September decided enough was enough. I'm tired of working for other people, tired of making other people rich, time to make myself rich. And so I started my own official company, doing it real now, incorporated and everything, official corporation. And so I have some clients, starting getting some clients, and been working at that for a year and a half now, a year and 3 months, I guess. And yeah, that's my journey so far. And now I'm really focused on trying to create products for people that were in my shoes like 10 years ago, right? But using the new tools or whatever. So yeah, I don't know. That's, I guess, the short and skinny of it. So yeah, that's how I got here, I guess. But yeah, it's just, I don't know. It's just the time. Like I'm getting older now. I'm like 43 years old. So I've been doing this for, like I said, since 2005, building websites. So, oh my goodness, that's almost 20 years now. That is crazy. And yet I still get stupid things like these that are pissing me off. I think too, just because my brain's going in a lot of different things. It's a little bit harder to, when you're getting interactions and comments, which I love, by the way, which is awesome. But sometimes it's hard to kind of focus on solving a problem. That's what I'm trying to do. Okay. So why is this not working? I did something. Well, obviously I did something to screw this up. Because, oops, what did I just do? Oh, I think I hit a key to kick me out and close me. There's some key in Webflow where it's like Control W or I think it's Control Q, which actually kicks me out. But I was wanting to do Control E to bring up the Explorer or whatever. Time are we? Oh, we're already at 1:42. Crazy. Okay. Oh, no, go to the dashboard. That's not what we want. What do we want? We are working on the style guide. Close this. Right. And yes, we're going to design here. Thank you for your concern. So we're going to add another drop down here just so I can make sure that it's actually working appropriately. So drop down, open, closed. So what did I do to make this not work? I don't know what I did to make it not work. So because I don't know, we're going to steal it and use this one. Because this one is working. And we're going to bring it down here. And we're going to call this HTML elements. Okay. And I can delete that. And that should at least work for this. Must have something to do with the classes. Well, obviously it does. Okay. So that's good. We're going to copy and paste this. So guys, this weekend, I'm going to spend a lot of time really cleaning up the style guide. and the style guide is going to be complete. The components are already complete, and we're going to port them all over, or we're going to port them all into Piixel Pieces, and then we're going to actually start working on the actual product itself, which is super exciting. And so I don't know what the time frame is, but if we can get this product in a really good shape by the end of next week, which will be the 15th, I think then we'll be ready to actually have people like test it and use the products and use the components. And then we'll be ready to launch, I don't know why that's in quotes, but we'll launch the whole site and open to the public but by the end of the year or January 1. I don't know, whatever we're going to do to release this thing. I'm pumped. I'm super excited. Super excited. Can't wait. Okay, let's actually open this so we can just have a look. Okay, delete. So we basically need to put these in there. I know there's a shortcut key to move things around. What is it? I can't remember. Keyboard shortcuts. Move elements. Right, the curly brackets there. Not curly brackets, these are the square brackets. Can't remember what these are called. Okay, Control Shift up. Ooh, move before, move after. Okay. Okay, so, oh, it's actually is text. I thought that was dummy text. Okay. Right. Oh, but you know what? This thing should actually have a link itself, and it won't. That actually kind of sucks. Oh, That's actually, yeah, that really sucks. Because when we click on text, like this will open your sizes and styles, but text itself, we need that to be clickable because that gets us to the text class. Shit. So what the hell am I doing making this drop down if it's not going to be something that we're going to want to have? I think I'm going to have to make something completely custom where the text button itself is still clickable, but then we just have the actual drop down, like an icon. That'll be the drop down. And what I mean by that, let's just whip it up in HTML really fast here. So basically, what are we going to need? Let's wrap this in a div, and we're going to get rid of this text, bring it up here. It's basically going to be like this. Flex, something like this. Actually, that don't even need that. But this here, actually, it's not going to be text. It's going to be a link. Link text. And that'll be HTML elements. Whoops. Let go of the shift key. Right. And this will go to our HTML elements. Right. So basically like this. So you click on this, it gets you to the HTML elements, but you click this, then it'll open the drop down. But of course, we need to totally style and design this so it's just not stupid. But yeah, that's what we'll do. This is actually going to be interesting how we're going to work this and how we can position everything. I'm going to have to put some thoughts into this. Okay, let's put this. I will never CSS with all caps like this, but this is just to know something that needs to be changed and updated. going to copy that again, bring it here. We are going to... Actually, I don't know if I should duplicate these now because we generally want to make it once and then just copy what's already made. Because if we're going to do any updates to this kind of stuff, then it's not going to stick here. I mean, if I just update the classes, it will, but there's probably going to be some structural things that I'm going to have to do to this as well. So I don't know if it makes sense to do this. So I'll just do it for this one. And then we'll leave it at that. Yeah. Then we'll just do it for color for padding for margin. It's just going to be much better because, yeah, this is going to be... We want to make sure everything here is going to fit on screen. And we'll have to figure out how we're going to make this mobile responsive. Yeah, I still want to. I know a lot of people don't, but I want to. I want everything to at least look good on a phone. Okay. So aside from the navigation, let's put that aside. What about everything else? So let's fix everything here that is going off in terms of the width here. So the culprit, I'm pretty sure, are these padding sections and margins. So let's go here and we're just going to give this grid and grid 2. We actually need to change our grids as well. Get to that in a second, maybe. Grid and grid 2 columns. And padding bottom, same thing. And margins. And yeah, we can see it already fixed it. Grid and grid 2 columns. Okay, so that fixed that issue. That was pretty easy. It's just this thing with the margins. I'd really like to know what your thoughts are, guys. If you guys have used Client First, what your thoughts are on how to do the paddings, the direction plus the classes. Because I created the padding top and margin top, margin bottom, because it's just way better for me. I just like it way better. I don't like how that's done. So I'm curious to know what you guys think of it, if you used it before. And I wonder if I should even keep it in here in the style guide. Having 2 different ways to do margins. Yeah. Unclear if I should alter it or not. Yeah, and these ones should be numbers as well too. This tiny, extra small, X small, all that stuff. Don't like it. Not for me. Totally understand it though. Right. So here are the things that I need to think about before I sign off on the style sheet. The actual numbers for these paddings that are below 1 or that have decimal places, I really don't like this. I really don't like that. But I don't know how we can differentiate 1.5 versus 15. So that's an issue. And I'm thinking about getting rid of, this small, medium, and large, all this stuff. But what's good about it, though, is being able to use variables. So we have the variables here with your sizing, tiny, extra small, XX, whatever. Like they're just here, right? So that's good. So if somebody likes to use tiny, extra small, whatever, then they can. And then they'll just know what it is. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know if they'll know what it is, but yeah, I think I need to put some thought into it. Yeah, definitely need to put some thought into it. Yeah, and maybe that's why they chose to do small, medium, large, all that kind of stuff, to get by these stupid things that I hate, that I don't know what to do about. So it definitely could be a thing. But when you get to like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it's super slick, and it's by far my favorite. Or maybe we could just get into words. Padding top 1/4, padding top 1/2, padding top 1.5. I don't know. Maybe that's silly too. Other than that, I think, okay, grids. Let's talk about grids. So when I built this thing initially, I remember I was really influenced a lot by how the client first was done, and especially how the padding and the margins were done, where you have your direction plus your size. So what I did with grid, I had grid, and then you add in another class, a combo class, for what type of column you'd want or how many columns you'd want. So, but instead of doing that, I think the better thing to do would be to just go to grid 2-column and just have that be a 2-column grid. So you don't have to do grid and then grid 2 columns, which I just kind of spent the time doing it on there. But so if we just go grid, maybe underscore 2-column. We just make that a grid 2-column. What's our gap here? It looks like it's 3. No, it's not 3. It's 2. I mean, the original grid is set at 100% width, so I don't think there's any issues with that. I mean, I think that's probably what you would want. And if a user wants to have it a different width, then they can just set it. Yeah, so we'll keep it that. Grid 3, grid underscore 3 columns. We got grid. Nope, that's flex. Maybe let's set it to global padding. That makes the most sense. Edit grid again. Oops, that not work. Global padding and 3 columns. Only 1 row. And 100%. All right. So this is going to be boring, but it must be done. Let's just copy this so we don't have to type it over and over again. 100%. Grid. Global padding and 4. Why isn't this in it? What the hell? What is going on? Did I delete? Maybe I deleted the wrong thing. Okay, that's just behaving. Oh, 100 pixels. That's would be a problem, and it's size. Width 100%. Jeez. Oh, I skipped one. Grid 5 columns. Global padding 3, 4, 5. Delete that. That's done. And 100%. So one of the questions too is, how do you define what the sizing of the grids are going to be when it's responsive? And I guess I'm just going to have to use my best judgment on what I would do if I was designing something. Oh, delete that. Yeah, actually, we'll take care of that today because that's something that's been on the list to do for a while. 100%. Rolando, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. How you doing today? All set for the weekend? Dun, 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 dun. So these really large grids, I mean, I can't see them being used too many times, too many instances, unless somebody's using it more for a really large layout, which is possible. Global padding. Hopefully your website's coming along nicely. %. Copy. %. Grid, delete. Global padding. And 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Oh, this is 9. And 9. There we go. 2 more. Maybe we should do a 16 grid. Just because. Someone might want a 16 grid. And 100%. Copy. Oh, shit. These need to be an underscore, right? I'll have to go back and fix those. One, 2, 3, 5, 12. 100%. Oh. Oh, my back is starting to get pretty sore. Copy. Actually, just do this. Duplicate. Oh, shoot. I gotta relabel them here as well. Grid 16. Global padding. Why does it do that? Too small for the canvas. Ooh. They are. So what are we gonna do about that? I think we're just gonna have to edit the gap size. Maybe to 1. And let's make this 100%. And we need copy 1, 2, 3, 4 more. This one, well, this would be the same thing, 1 REM. Okay, so there are our columns, our grid columns. We're actually just gonna go underscore. The life of computers, cut and paste, cut and paste. Right, so come on, undo that. Underscore. Okay. Just renaming these so that they make sense. Grid 9. And I think 12 was already renamed, yeah, and 16, but not 10. Okay. So those are grid sizing. So for this one, sorry, I'm going to make this just 100% here, just so I can have a little bit of a better idea of what this is going to look like on a screen. Is this at 100 or is this at mine? No, it's at 100. Now everything looks really small. So let's put this in tablet view. Shit. So tablet view, I also have even more of a problem. Let's just hide this for now. Just for now. Actually, I got something. How can we do this? Let's just make this a 1-column grid for right now. Okay, so what do we do here? So in tablet mode, what should we do? So 4-column grid, we can change that to 2-column. That makes sense. These even or these odd numbers are a little bit of a little tricky, because that really depends on personal preference. Because sometimes it depends on what the content's in there. Sometimes I'll go with this one. I'll go to 2-column, but then the third item, you just span it 2-column. So then you have this as a 3-column grid. But you never know what someone's going to want to do. So I don't think it makes sense to do that. A 5-column grid. I think we're going to have to do the same thing here as with 3 and turn it into 2. Oh, it's so hard to say. Because part of me here wants to just cut this in half. Then we just have 3, 3, 3. But if a 3-column grid isn't going to go down, then why should a 6-column grid go down? Like, should it go down to 2 instead of 3? Oh, it's tough. Maybe we leave 3 at 3. We leave 2 at 2 as well. But 8 definitely goes down. 8 goes down to 2. It just has to keep it even. Yeah, 9 will go down to 3. That makes sense. Oh, 10 again. So yeah, see, this is the thing. That's a little bit strange. It depends on what they're using the columns for. Like, if you're using a 10-column grid, 10-column, and you're using that for layout, you're not going to want to put it to 2. So with this one, I'm going to throw it down to 5. Especially if it's layout based. I'm going to assume grid 10, 12, and 16 would be layout based. But then why would 10 would be like a, well, I mean, it's possible. It's, who knows what people could do. They can do anything. All right. That's what we're going to assume. And we're going to build from there. 6, right? Yeah. And 16, then you're going to get halved, and you're going to go to 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right. And then now we're getting to landscape on a phone. 2 is going to go to 1. Many things here are just going to go to 1. Grid's going to go to 1. Or 3 is going to go to 1. 4, which was 2, is also going to go to 1. Your 5-column, yeah, you're going to 1. 6-column, I'll have that as 2. 8-column, that's a weird one. We'll keep that at 2 as well. 9-column is a bad one. That's a bad number. Ooh, again, it depends on what's in there, but we won't know. There's no way to know. Oh, yeah. This is actually, I don't know how helpful this is going to be now that I'm thinking about it. If you're going to use this for your layout, well, I guess you could just change the settings on your own. But then it's like, well, then why use it in the first place? Oh, did I delete? What did I delete? I think I deleted way too many. Oh, 12, we're in 6, right? So then I think we'll go down to 3. And 16 is 8. You go down to 4. Okay. Actually, let's just go back here. We gotta rename these things. Grid underscore 2 column. Wait, should it be 2 column or 2 columns? Yeah, 2 columns. Okay. Was that this one? Yeah, grid 2 columns. Grid underscore 2 columns. So this will collapse as we want it to. Oh, I just redid this. I got to do it again. Score 2 columns. Grid underscore 2 columns. And oh, there's so many. So many. Last one. Okay, so let's go back down to here. Oh, you know what? We're even having troubles here. Let's do this. Grid underscore 3 column for you. You're also 3 column. Just gonna copy that. Whoa, that's not what we wanted right here. 3 column. 3 column. 3 column. I should mix it up and maybe do different column sizes. 3 just fits really well. And forms, that's just 1. Oh, here's another one. Okay. Right, everything looks to be sizing nicely. This is 3 column here, eh? This one could definitely use like a 2 column, but I think that's where an individual can decide what makes the most sense for his project. Right, okay, let's go back and look at our grids. That's what we really want to see. Oh my goodness, so much scrolling. Oh, I need to change one last one. Grid underscore 4. Okay. And back here. Yeah, everything looks good. And now the last one, which is literally just everything goes to 1 column. Well, Probably. 8 column down to 1. 9 columns already 1. 10 columns. Yeah, I mean, again, yeah, if you're using these grids for layout, it's pretty much, yeah, it's not like it's going to break. You just have to, you're going to have to make it custom because this won't work for you out the box. Why is this flex? Oh, because I'm not at the actual column. Okay, so delete. You are 1, and last one, grid 16 columns. That's also, I guess, 1, maybe 2. Can I push it to 2? Okay, we are having some issues though. Something is pushing us out, and it's probably these guys. I mean, if I did overflow hidden, still doesn't get rid of all the problems. Anyways, I just know that these big guys here, these big things with these margins, it's pushing all the margins and it's pushing everything outside of the viewport here. So we'll have to fix that. Another another reason why. Well, yeah. But other than those issues, yeah, because you can see them, they display pretty much fine on everything else. Slight issue here on tablet. And then here. Okay, well, so that's grid. And what else is there? I like the utility classes. Those are good. I mean, I've never used them except for hide. Hide is good. Okay, I like the grids. And yeah, the spacers. Okay. So I think we're doing pretty good here. So what else are we supposed to do? Okay. So we're not quite finalized the style sheet in that it's not ready to go, but it's just design stuff. Everything that needs to be in here is in here. So I'm really happy with it. So here are the things that I need to do and that I will do over this weekend. Number 1, figure out what to do with the naming of like padding top 0.25 and 0.5 and 1.5. Figure out what to do with that. So be consistent with that. And design the table of contents and make it work beautifully, and then actually start maybe designing this thing a little bit better. And I think that's pretty much it. I don't think there's anything else that needs to be done. I mean, figuring out the spacing issues on mobile or whatever, but I mean, there's not really much you can do about that because of the fact that the margins itself are going over top of the actual width of the viewport. But other than that, I think we're good to go. Maybe I want to work around with colors and all that kind of stuff, like all these things. But I mean, it's already integrated with the variables, so it's super, super slick, super ready to go. And I'm pretty happy with it as well. So, which I think makes it kick ass. Having the variables is like super, super sweet. So we'll do that. So I'll get that done this weekend. And going over to our components, I just need to going over how many we have. What do we have? 3, 5, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 18, 19, 20. There's 21, 22 different components. I mean, I could make a whole bunch of other ones that are just cheap knockoffs of the initial ones. But I think that's a pretty good number to start off with. So I'm going to go over this weekend, making sure all the classes, the CSS structure, everything is really, really consistent. It's really nitty gritty, really boring stuff. That's going to take a long time to do just to make sure everything is super consistent. So I'm going to get that done. And then on Monday, we'll come back and regroup. And then the style guide, either I'll do it first thing, I'll have it done, or we'll do it together to bringing in the new style guide and all of these components into Piixel Pieces, into the actual application. And then, yeah, that's where all the magic is going to start happening. So that's what we'll begin on Monday. So I'm super pumped. I'm super excited. It's like it's finally happening after all these, weeks, months. I don't know how long have we been working on this. I don't know. I don't even know if I want to count. Okay, so I think I'll leave it here today, or I'll leave it there today. Leave it here, leave it there, whatever. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining and interacting and chatting with me. Really appreciate the support, guys. It's super awesome, and super glad that you guys can kind of follow along this journey with me. And we start building this thing together. So I will leave it there. Thank you again for joining. Have yourself a fantastic weekend. Hopefully you have a great rest of your day, great weekend. Take care, and we'll see you here back here, obviously, for another live stream on Monday. Have a good weekend. We'll see you then.